Okay, so today I'm putting out a call for 3 types of creatives. Musicians, so people that write and create music. Also singers, producers, all of that, right? I'm looking for comedians, meaning that you are someone that either does stand-up or someone that writes comedic skits or writes comedic, television pilots, whatever. And I'm looking for people that, have creative visuals. Like, that's a passion of yours, creative visuals. And those are the 3 types of creatives that I would like to connect with for the specific projects that I'm working on this year. My name is Ayodele. I am the host of MILF Ministry podcast. I like to reference myself as a motivational MILF, professional alchemist. But today I'm coming to the internet because I need some help with some projects I'm working on. I lived in Atlanta almost 20 years ago. That's so wild that it's been so long. But when I lived in Atlanta, I used to be on the scene, be it open mics, be it talent showcases. I used to be just in the mix. I've been living in Los Angeles for the last 10 years, and I've been in and out of the mix. But long story short, COVID 100% took me out of the mix. And what I mean by that is just like going to film screenings, going to music showcases, a lot of that stopped for me. So with that being said, last year was the first year that I started taking major active steps, or really 2023. 2023, I worked on a short film. And in 2024, I partnered with some people that were already running a comedy night. I partnered with them to help them produce a comedy night. And so outside of that, 2024 was extremely rough, but I did manage to relaunch my podcast. And what I did with that was reintroduce myself or re-explain why I started MILF Ministry in the first place. And then I released some old footage, some old episodes through the encouragement of one of my friends and marketing gurus, someone named Chris. But yes, long story short, I relaunched in 2024. And my personal friend Chris, who also works in marketing, strongly suggested that not only do I relaunch, but I release some footage that I had recorded that I just wasn't going to release because it wasn't in the right format. I say all of that to say I have some new projects that I'm working on. And typically in my old life, I would just hit the streets, network, just be out in the mix and try to organically build relationships because that's what I like to do. The world has changed, especially in light of COVID. So I'm also reaching out to people here online. And what I have realized is that the things that I'm working on, I've been doing the right thing, meaning that I'm building things. Like I produced a comedy show, I worked on a short film, all these things. So I've been doing things, but I have not been networking in the way that I need to network. So I'm here on the internet because what I'd like to do is accelerate some of the networking that needs to happen because there's some things that I want to release this year and I'm gonna need help. And I'm gonna reach out to people that I know, but everyone's not always available. So what I would like to do is just have a digital footprint of what I'm looking for and explain to the world the type of artists that I like and the type of people that I would enjoy working with or that I think are talented or that I think are funny. And if your ears perk up because you are an up-and-coming writer or you're an up-and-coming artist, music artist or filmmaker, and you also like this kind of content, then maybe that could be our common ground to collaborate on something or, just at least start the networking process organically because at least we like some of the same things, okay? So today is about drawing in people that like similar music that I like some of the same comedians that I like, and like some of the same visuals that I like. And through me putting myself out there, my specific goal is to connect with like-minded artists who want to create and showcase what they're already doing and find strategic ways to collaborate with you. If you are still here, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you the type of artist that I like, and we're going to see if there's some opportunities for us to collaborate. So in a perfect world, I will be collaborating with artists who are free spirits, creative in terms of just like when I hear you tell a joke, or I hear you write a song, or I hear the music that you're choosing to create to, instantly I'm like, oh, this sounds different. I hear that you have some sort of perspective or unique voice. That, or I'm looking for a certain sound, a certain frequency that makes me feel relaxed, or, you know, makes me feel mellow. Okay, so most of the people that I like are naturally funny because I just like to laugh. So I'm gonna start with just like influencers that I like. So some of the influencers that are my favorite of all time, meaning that like if I want a guaranteed laugh, these 4 people that I'm about to name, they're gonna do it for me, okay? So the first person I want to name is Jessie Woo. She has extremely engaging content, and she reps for Black women, so that's why she's the first person that I name, okay? But she's a talented singer, she's a talented interviewer, she's very funny. There's Madam Joyce. She's someone that's also extremely engaging, another funny interviewer, and also reps for Black women, so that's why she's at the top of my list as well. Third is Carlos Miller. Once again, very engaging, very funny. And so just, if I know I want to laugh, that's someone that I'm going to pull up a video, I'm going to pull up a clip, I'm going to pull up one of his podcasts, something like that. And last but not least is Terrell Grice. Not only is Terrell funny, but a lot of times if you just need a boost in just energy, morale, either through his guests or just a word that he wants to speak himself, you will be uplifted. So those are some of the influencers that are at the top of my list. Next are music artists. So top of my list, Emma V. She does a lot of work with I Am Nobody. I like how Emma V sounds sonically. I like how I Am Nobody sounds sonically, meaning like the beats that he makes. I like how that sounds. And I like just the sound of Emma V's voice. Also, her lyrics are very sultry and seductive. So she's definitely at the top of my MILF and chill playlist, like when I want to feel relaxed. And the number 1 song that comes to mind is Deeper. I think you can only find it on YouTube. So Emma V, Deeper. Second artist is Jeremy Pope, You Lost. I haven't listened to the whole album, but what I was most impressed by was when I saw the video for You Lost and was just listening to how he sounded, how he was dancing and everything. I was like, oh, he really took his time to just carve out a new sound and present himself as a music artist, because most of us knew him from acting. Third on my list is Benji. Terms and Conditions is the song. Once again, haven't listened to his whole catalog, but there's something sonically that hits me with that song, Terms and Conditions. There's a moment where he encourages you to take a breath, like literally in the song. And I remember having a tough day and just like listening to the song and hearing that breath break and then hearing the vocals that come in, and I'm just like, yeah, this is what music is supposed to do. Like you're supposed to tap in and, you know, kind of feel the core memory from the song. Next artist is Amaria Moon. Moon is the song that introduced me to her. She has lots of songs that I like. She's definitely on my MILF and chill vibe. Okay, so once again, there's a theme here. There's a MILF and chill theme here. I like to call it my no bills. My no bills vibe. Like when you're listening to the music that I like, I want you to feel relaxed. I want you to feel mellow. Cause that's the mood that I want to create. Okay. Next is Leela Ike, my Jamaican sisterin. She has a song called In Bloom featuring Protege. And just the vibe, it's got like some old school samples. It's got some reggae samples. She sounds amazing on the record. Yeah, so that's just another sonic representation of a song that I would like, okay? Okay, so last but not least, sonically, musically, is Any Charge It. First of all, the guitars that come in on that rhythm, they send me every single time. Like when I would be driving to my comedy show last year, that was literally always going to be the first song that I played, just to set the mood of like, I want to have a good show. I hope all the comedians are great. I want to be in a good mood. You know what I mean? In a vibed up mood. So that song was definitely one of the first songs I played multiple times when I got in my car to drive anywhere in 2024. So once again, if you listen to any of these songs and you're just like, not only do I like these songs, but I make music like this, or I make music that I think she would like, let's connect. Simple as that. Let's connect. Because I have a music project that I'm working on, okay? And I have a comedy project that I'm working on, okay? And that's all I can say, because I'm a mysterious Scorpio. But long story short, I am good. Once again, I'm going to reach out to artists that I know, but I'm also reaching out to you via the internet because I don't know you, and I may want to know you, or you may hear the music that I like and you may say, hey, she needs to know me. So once again, that's why I'm making this list. Last but not least, let's get over to the comedians, okay? So we talked about some internet personalities. Some of them are comedians, but I want to shout out to Carl Williams. I remember, let me be calm. I remember Mother's Day 2021. I lost 2 grandparents within a small amount of days, 2021. And me and some of my girlfriends, we usually meet together with our children at a park in LA and just vibe and relax. And that year we decided to make sure that we had some no kids fun. So part of the no kids fun was doing one of my favorite things was I'm like, let's go to chocolate sundaes. Anybody that knows me knows if it's my birthday, I want to go to chocolate sundaes. If it is Mother's Day, I want to go to chocolate sundaes. Like that's one of my favorite places to be is a comedy club. Hence why I was working on my own comedy show last year. And the name of my comedy show was called Laughing at Your Mama's House. We did that. I partnered with some people for a few months to do the tail end. Back to Takar. So Chocolate Sundays is one of my favorite shows. I'm used to seeing Ron G host, who's also on my list. We'll get to him in a little bit, but I'm a Black Women's Is, so we're going to start with the Black Women's Is. So on Mother's Day, we go to Chocolate Sundays, me and my ladies. And mind you, like as I just explained to you all, this was a tough Mother's Day. Because 2 of my grandparents had passed away. And so we go to Chocolate Sundays, and Takara is the host. I had never heard of her before or seen her perform. And when I tell you, we laughed our asses off all night. Great host, funny comedians, but like her name was cemented in my brain that day. And I've had more than one experience with Takara where like I have not been in the best mood, but I've gone to Chocolate Sundays and she's the host, and I just leave feeling better. So it really started to make me think about not only how music can change your mood or change your energy, it made me start to really think about how comedy can change your energy. And part of my journey at MILF Ministry is to find healthy ways to transition from mom mode to MILF mode. And our joy is connected to that, like just genuinely being happy. Okay? So moving on down the list, Mel Mitch is a younger up-and-coming comedian. She's just a good time. If you like what you see, then you'll understand why you need to reach out to me, okay? So I already mentioned Carlos Miller earlier as just like one of my favorite influencers, podcasters, whatever, but we're talking about comedians, so I'm gonna mention his name again because he is a professional comedian. I respect him as a businessman, and I respect him as someone that's reaching out back to the community in terms of like he amplifies voices on his platform. So it's way deeper than comedy in terms of like why I like someone like Carlos. And so once again, all you gotta do is go find him on social media and you'll see what I'm talking about. And last but not least is Ron G. He is the other host of Chocolate Sundays. And once again, if I'm going to Chocolate Sundays and Ron G is the host, I'm not worried. I know I'm gonna laugh, okay? Get what I'm saying? And I've seen him make, I've seen him when there's like 8 people in the room and we're all laughing, he's giving the same energy, the same quality jokes. And I've seen him do that with, 200-300 people in the room. So I'll say all that to say that I really respect a comedian that is on top of their game and just really loves the art of comedy, because it's not easy to go from room to room, night after night, and tell your jokes and make it sound fresh, especially to someone like me who goes to clubs often. I mean, I'm not in the mix like I used to be, but if you are repeating jokes, I'm probably going to remember them, because I would either have seen them on your YouTube page or your Instagram page. So what I really respect is that if you are going to be a comedian that is repeating jokes, at least take your time to think about how you're going to tell the joke in a different way, because you have a different audience, or because you may have the same person in the same audience. Long story short, one of the main reasons why I like Ron G is because I just feel like I can see that he respects the art of comedy, the craft of comedy, and that's important to me. Yeah, so let's move on to writers that I like, because once again, I said I'm working on some things in comedy and I'm working on some things in music, and I'm looking for collaborators. So this will be much shorter. Writers that I love, I really like Natasha Rothwell. She used to write on Insecure, and she acted on Insecure as well. And one of my favorite, actually 2 of my favorite episodes were written by her. So the first one is the Coachella episode. That's season 3, episode 5 is one of my favorite episodes. That line, "Remember Me Different," like it literally sends me every time. That episode is fucking hilarious. If I'm introducing someone to the show Insecure, that is one of the episodes that I start with. Like, classic top tier episode. Because you're going to laugh and you're going to want to see more of the show. So when I think about the writers that I would like to collaborate with, that is what I'm talking about. Like, and if you feel like you're funny and you specialize in writing, let's connect. Or the next thing is creative visuals. So like, I grew up watching music videos. Like, music videos were everything, okay? Like, everything. Slow motion, Hype Williams, yachts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up with the most. Like, and one of my favorite creative visuals is black skin under blue lights. So think Lauryn Hill, X Factor. Going back to Natasha, there's an episode she wrote for Insecure season 4. For Insecure season 4, episode 8. The way they shot that episode where Issa and Lawrence were basically rekindling their relationship, the visuals were so beautiful. And so if you are a filmmaker, cinematographer, director, if you were someone that likes to see black skin illuminated in different ways with different color palettes and things like that, I want to meet you. I want to know more about you. I want to see your content. Because once again, do I know some people? Yes, but I don't know everybody. And for what I'm trying to accomplish, I really want to connect with people that just want to get some stuff done. And so the things that I'm looking for are people who simply do what they say they're going to do. I don't care if you know how to do everything under the sun. I don't really care about that. Imperfect artists are welcome. I do not care about perfection. What I care about is whether or not you have a true artistic vision. That's all I care about. That's literally the only requirement. Do what you say you're going to do and that you have a true vision, right? It doesn't matter if I like your work or not. That's not what this is even about. It's about whether or not we both like the same things and we decide we want to collaborate on something. Maybe you're like, I've never performed on a stage, but I want to do stand-up. Or I think I'm funny, you know, I've tried to write some things, you know, I've tried to write a few things down, but I've never pitched or sold anything. I don't care about that. I just care about people that are authentic, number one. And I care about people that do what they say they're gonna do. What do I mean by that? If we're supposed to meet at a certain time, you're there. Full communication, you know what I mean? Like, if you're supposed to deliver something, you deliver it. Like, that's literally all I care about. Because what I've learned is that that's way more important than someone's skill set or their talent or whatever. So, long story short, this is new for me. And so I'm basically being humble and being open and adapting to the new world, dare I say, of sitting in front of a camera instead of calling people that I know. And once again, I am going to call people I know, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I am sitting here presenting myself with the hopes that like-minded artists, like-minded creative people look at what I'm saying and say, hey, I'd like to work with her. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here today. I'm also interested in doing more live streaming because I struggle with like overproducing, over editing. And so in an effort to be more consistent, in an effort to just let the creative energy flow, I'm definitely interested in doing more live streaming. So with that being said, it does not matter where you live. I'm based in Los Angeles, but as a creative, it doesn't matter where you live. Your location doesn't matter because we can collaborate, you know, digitally over Zoom. We can live stream together. There are all kind of ways to collaborate. So that's part one. And whatever I need done, for the most part, can be done virtually. And for a limited time, I may need a few people in Los Angeles. But by the time we get there, things will be clear, budgets will be set and created. So, you know, getting to LA shouldn't be a problem, you know. So I'll say all that to say that you'll see that like most of the comedians that I mentioned are American, but the influencers and the music that I listen to, I mean, there are people from the UK, they're Jamaicans, like they're all kind of people on my list. It's not just limited to Americans, because funny is funny, music vibes are music vibes, and creative visuals are creative visuals. And long story short, if I like it, I like it. And I just want to work with people that I like your work, right? And you like the same things, or not identical, but like, I want to work with artists where we share similar interests, we share similar tastes, and we share a love for Black people, because that is very important for me. And so as long as that foundation is there, once again, like we'll let the art flow.